What's up, people? It's your girl Adiola. First of all, let me start with a disclaimer and an apology. Some people may not really get this episode because we're talking about cryptocurrencies. I apologize in advance to all my fathers and mothers that may not understand. But if that's you, find a young person that can explain this to you, because I feel like everybody should understand. So as you guys know, the Nigerian government bans cryptocurrencies just like that, as no notice, nothing. They didn't even give people a grace period. They just banned it like that too. They said that it's a reiteration of an earlier policy from 2017. You know what? I'm getting ahead of myself. First of all, what exactly is cryptocurrency? And why is this such a big deal and such a big news for Nigerian stock traders and investors? Well, as you guys know, if you're planning on making money or you're planning on being wealthy, you have to invest money. You don't just keep your money in the bank. You definitely have to save. You have to have money in the bank. But just putting the money in the bank doesn't necessarily make you wealthy. You have to make your money work for you. Some people will go into real estate. They own so many homes and their homes are making money for them. Some people have companies and their companies are making money for them. Some people have products and it's making money for them. Some people are into stocks and they're making dividends. They're selling their stocks. They are making money. It's the same with cryptocurrencies. It's another way of investing. I should also say that all these types of investments come with risk. Every single investment comes with risk. So for a lot of people that are not familiar with stocks, they don't want to get into stock just because they don't fully understand it and they feel like it's a huge risk. And the same goes with cryptocurrencies. A lot of people see it as a get-rich-quick scheme, as a scam, and just because they don't understand it, they are quick to write it off or to dismiss it. I am actually of the opinion that people should be more open-minded and get to understand something. It doesn't mean that they have to get into it or do it, but at least they should understand what it is so that they can participate in conversations when people are talking about cryptocurrencies. Now, me talking about cryptocurrencies doesn't mean that I'm saying people should get rich quick by any means necessary. No, that's not what I'm saying. And this doesn't mean that I'm endorsing cryptocurrencies. I just want people to know what it is, and then you can decide whether you want to get involved or not. That's totally your own decision. So what is cryptocurrency? Well, simply put, cryptocurrencies are what's known as decentralized finance. And what this means is that no government controls crypto and no government determines its worth. And that is something that a lot of governments are not happy with. To put it in layman's terms, the government has no control over how much you make with crypto. In a sense, it is pure currency because it's being controlled by the holders of the currency. Now, recently, cryptocurrencies have exploded like as in, everyone is talking about it. Seriously. Especially a lot of young people. Even us, we've been talking about it here, for good reasons. If you had invested earlier enough, you probably made a lot of money by now. So some of you that are watching me, that you've invested in cryptocurrencies years ago, many of you are now millionaires. So don't forget your girl. So whether it's due to government interference or billionaires like Elon Musk, the owner of Tesla, promoting this, the man just bought $1.5 billion worth of cryptocurrency. As in, all we know is crypto is quickly becoming a very big staple. I only wish that someone had told me about this sooner. I could have been a millionaire by now. Just imagine your girl balling in money. Let's go back to when this whole thing started. Bitcoin started in 2009. As of 2010, one Bitcoin was 3 cents. By the following year, February 2011, one Bitcoin that was bought for 3 cents was worth 96 cents. And then in the same year, June of 2011, one Bitcoin became $17.77. Do you see the trend? Now keep in mind that like any other investment, cryptocurrencies and stocks especially, they're very volatile. So they go up, they go down. Sometimes they go up, sometimes they go down. And then sometimes they just keep going up, like what we're experiencing right now with cryptocurrencies. So in the same year that it was $17, it dropped down to $3.41. And then it started picking up again. Later, one Bitcoin was worth hundreds of dollars. In March of last year, 2020, one Bitcoin was worth $5,360. Now to cut the long story short, one Bitcoin as of today that we're shooting this video is worth $44,000. Hey man, somebody, did you hear that? One Bitcoin, $44,000 for that. FYI, maybe somebody is watching me today and the Lord is telling you to buy me some Bitcoin. Obey the voice of the Lord. Your girl would like to own some Bitcoins, So I'm not like Nigerian government. I'm not an enemy of progress. I'm not a hater. So you can definitely buy me Bitcoin. I'll be very happy. So now one Bitcoin, this thing that started as 3 cents and all that, it is now worth 44,000 US dollars. So imagine if someone bought 100 when it was $3 in 2011. Maybe they spent like $341 on it when it was $3.41. Multiply 100 by 44,000 now. That is $4.4 million. That is the kind of money that you cannot get just by leaving your money in the bank. And I've talked about this in one of my videos. And this is why on platform like Paxful, that is one of the platforms where you can trade Bitcoins, Nigeria is the second largest Bitcoin market on that platform after the US, ahead of China even. You know, whenever Nigerians know that there's money in something, they jump on it full force, you know? And can you blame them? Now, keep in mind that Nigerians are not the only ones that have made huge amount of money through cryptocurrencies. You guys can read this article on Eric Finman. He was 12 years old in 2011 when he bought 1,000 Bitcoins. Today, at the age of 21, his Bitcoin is worth $4.8 million. You can also read this New York article of the man that made $25 million from Bitcoin. And then my favorite one is the man that invested his entire family savings on Ethereum. That's another cryptocurrency. And he made $13 million. Anyway, now back to the story. So the Nigerian government said that they are banning cryptocurrencies for a number of reasons, for some concerns. The top on their list is that the Nigerian government is saying that cryptocurrencies are being used to fund terrorism. So, okay, we'll come back to that. But I just think it's funny that the government is trying to paint this as if they are doing this for our favor, as if they are actually trying to fight terrorism. I'm sorry, Nigerian government. But if you actually wanted to fight terrorism, you know where the terrorists are. You could go to Sambisa Forest, or you could go after the herdsmen that are killing people. I'm not sure how banning cryptocurrency is what is going to end terrorism, but hey, what do I know? So the government said that they are worried that Bitcoin is being used for illegal purposes. They said because it cannot be traced and it's incredibly secure, and also because they cannot regulate it. Underline that word, they cannot regulate it. They said anybody that uses it values anonymity, obscurity, and concealment. I'm like, okay, so the last time I checked, those things are not always bad, you know? It seems to me that their problem is more with the fact that they don't have control over cryptocurrencies. So they cannot extort it out of their citizens like they can with Naira. You know, the government of each country likes to control their money, but when it comes to cryptocurrencies, no government can control it because it's not limited to any country. It is recognized worldwide. Now, they also said that due to the fact that cryptocurrencies are largely speculative, anonymous, and untraceable, Nigerian government said cryptocurrencies are being used for money laundering, terrorism financing, and other criminal activities. Now, before I go on, let me just say that all those things that the government said cryptocurrencies are being used for are actually being done at the moment with paper money, regular money. And they didn't ban money because people are using it to fund terrorism or to launder money. So just keep that in mind. The other interesting thing is, since cryptocurrencies are untraceable, how do they know that they are being used to fund terrorism? I would love if they can explain that. To be fair, there have been reports of countries like North Korea stealing cryptocurrencies to fund their military projects, as well as some jihadist terrorists soliciting for cryptos on social media. As a matter of fact, when people found out that the jihadists were trying to get into crypto some years ago, the US went after them, and the US did not ban cryptocurrencies in America. They didn't ban it, they went after terrorists. So I also like to acknowledge upfront that definitely there are not just risk in it, but people can definitely use it to scam other people, just like they can scam other people with money. So the government's complaint about fraud is definitely legitimate. I mean, people commit fraud even with the regular currencies, with the regular money. So, but I don't think that banning it is the solution, because it's not just happening in Nigeria. There are other countries too where people are committing fraud when it comes to Bitcoin, and their government is not banning it. Like the US is not banning Bitcoin because of fraud. Also, Nigeria is not the only country to ban cryptocurrencies. Please keep that in mind. India did the same thing. Nepal and Iran, they've all banned cryptocurrencies. Also, some countries like Denmark are considering it. So clearly it's not just a Nigerian thing. But keep in mind that when India decided to ban it, they gave their people a week's notice. So people were able to sell or just withdraw their cryptos before the government banned it. But the way the Nigerian government did it, they didn't give people any time to withdraw their cryptos or to sell. They just banned it. So the way the Nigerian government did it, they're literally holding people's money. So there are a few valid complaints when it comes to cryptocurrencies. Not everything is great. First of all, I've told you that it goes up and down. It's volatile. But from the side of the government, one of the reasons is that they cannot regulate it, so they cannot properly tax it, they cannot track it or create a system for it. But that's actually why it's attractive for so many people, because it's the money that you own and it has the potential of making you thousands, if not millions of dollars in short term without the government interfering, without you paying taxes on it, without you keeping it in the bank. Think of it like this. If you invested money into the US dollars or British pounds, and then you make some good money if everyone who uses that currency is consistently spending large amounts and it keeps inflating. But you're only going to see that increase on a countrywide basis. However, with crypto, you're investing in a currency that is known around the entire world, so it's not limited to the US. So instead of just one country influencing the currency, your chances of success are significantly higher because everyone with internet access is contributing to the value of cryptocurrencies. It's not a perfect analogy, but hopefully that gives you an idea of why it's becoming so popular right now. Bear in mind that crypto is a very broad market right now. A lot of people are focusing mainly on Bitcoin. Bitcoin is just a type of cryptocurrency. So there are several other cryptocurrencies out there that are helping people become independently wealthy and successful. We won't get into that today. If you want to know more about other types of cryptocurrencies, we'll put a link in the description below where you can read about other types of cryptocurrencies, because if we should start talking about that, we'll be here all day today. I know that this is a lot and quite confusing for some people, especially how new and volatile cryptocurrencies can be. It's a lot of information to keep track of. On one hand, I can see why Nigerian officials don't want to deal with it. So, however, when you consider the vast issues that we have in Nigeria, from corruption, government officials stealing money, overpaid lawmakers, herdsmen killing people every day, kidnappers, armed robbers, Boko Haram, when you consider all these issues that we're dealing with in Nigeria, you can't help but wonder, why is Nigeria focused on banning cryptocurrencies right now? Some people are saying that maybe because a lot of young people are becoming rich from cryptocurrencies and they cannot control them. I mean, you refuse to create jobs. The unemployment rate keeps going up. And now you don't want young people to invest in cryptocurrencies? I keep wondering whether they prefer for young people to be doing Yahoo business. I don't know. Or they just want everybody to trade stock. I'm not sure. But I think one of the biggest problems is that they don't understand crypto, and they could have just asked, because young people would be happy to educate them about it. So let me know what you guys think is actually going on why they're actually banning. Do you believe the government when they said they are banning it because of money laundering and funding terrorism? Do you believe the Nigerian government? And if you don't, why do you think that the government is banning cryptocurrencies? One last question. Do you think that the government should be able to control every single currency or not? Because some people actually like that the government is controlling the money that they are spending. They like that order. Some people are excited that there's a new currency that the government doesn't get to control. Where do you stand? Do you think that the government should be able to control all forms of currencies? So that's all we have today about cryptocurrencies. Let me know what you guys think about Nigeria banning cryptocurrencies. You guys know I don't know much. Guess what? I'm just keeping it real. Alright y'all, it's been real and I'm keeping it real right up in here. Don't forget to follow me on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram, and if you're yet to subscribe to my YouTube channel, please be sure that you do that and share this video if you've enjoyed it. Until next time, I'ma see you all later. Peace out. It's so funny that I have people here who are dealing in crypto. And then you heard that the government banned it in Nigeria. What was your reaction, Thomas, when you heard that the Nigerian government banned cryptocurrencies?
So, keeping it as short as I possibly can. Two big reasons that I think it was a massive mistake, because number one, they've solidified that they don't trust their people, and they took away an entire form of financial freedom, and on top of that, all these people that were going to earn money through crypto, whether it was Ethereum or Bitcoin or what have you, now they no longer have that money to regurgitate and throw back into Nigeria's economy. So they not only got rid of financial freedom for them, but they most likely set back their economy by who knows how much, considering that...
You mean the Nigerian economy?
Yeah.
Because the people would have spent the money in Nigeria, right?
I mean, sure, at some point, you know, you don't know how many people would have been cashing out like within this amount of time, but no matter what, now you'll never know.
It would still affect the Nigerian economy if people, Do you think the US will ban crypto?
No, because at the end of the day, the majority of the people that are using crypto as an actual form of currency and actually using it to spend, the majority of them are in the US, so it actually helps stimulate the economy. So at this rate, I could see maybe individual states having issues with it, but as a
country,
as a nationwide whole, I sincerely doubt it.
Yeah, I think people like Elon Musk will sue the US. If the US bans it. Yeah, right. I mean, they could have just given people like a grace period, you know, in Nigeria and be like, hey, cash out or withdraw your bitcoins.
I could see countries like the US starting to regulate it more, just so that in some way they're also benefiting off of it. But I think they'd have an actual revolt on their hands if they outright banned it like they did in the other countries.
How do you think the US would regulate it?
I think that they would just kind of start to have a sort of mandate on maybe like
taxes.
Yes, something that in some way they're making.
I think they would get people to pay taxes. Yeah. Who else has Bitcoin in here? Just Thomas. Everybody else better be nice to Thomas. Like, hey, in the next 2-3 years. So he can like take us all out or buy us houses or something. Thank you, Thomas. No, but really, would you buy us houses?
If I actually made millions of dollars off of Bitcoin.